where I begin. For one, don't accept blind dates. She says, I don't know why he's single. He's a good catch. First thing that comes out of this man's mouth. Look into my eyes, guys. Seriously, this the kind of date I'm on? Girl. So when you actually go on a date that's like a date from hell, like, I'm a classy girl, you know what I'm saying? Okay, sir. Where the cameras at? Are y'all finna come out and be like you on hell date? Invest in some hand sanitizer, sir. Please, don't be doing this on no date. This date sucked. It sucked. I'm like, wow, I've been set up. This is what's happening. This is happening to me. So just block them. Blockity, block, block, block. Hey y'all, I'm Raquel and welcome back to my channel where we are nevertheless and always the more. And if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you can become a notification diva honey and you'll know when I upload videos. So in today's video, I have a story time. Get ready with me, child. Woo. We're gonna talk about my worst date ever, which just so happens to be a blind date at that. Now, you just can't get no worse than that. In the get ready with me portions, we will go over how I achieve my long braided ponytail, my makeup and outfit, so make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss a thing. But if you're only interested in the story time, or the outfit, or the hair, I will have timestamps in the description box. So make sure you check out the description box just in case if you want to fast forward through and just get to the nitty gritty of the video. I don't mind. If you make it to the end, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button before we even get into it, and yeah, let's get started. All right guys, so I'm actually gonna go ahead. I've moisturized my face, did my skincare. I'm gonna go ahead and insert the clips of my hair that I did last night and how I achieved this very long pony. So I'm gonna let you guys watch the hair portion of this video, and I'm gonna do my brows real quick. It's not gonna take much because I just got them done, and I will be right back so we can get into this story time, child. So we can talk about this man, honey. We're gonna talk about him today. I just pulled my hair back into a ponytail. I have a part down the middle. I washed my hair, so this is me washed and pulled back. I'm sure you guys have seen pull back sleek how you do it, but I'm gonna show you the products that I use. This Eco Styler gel, hard, you know, bristle brush, a rat tail comb, the one that has the little metal tip to get that part together, some hair ties, bobby pins. This is the hair that I use. Is the easy braid, and I get it in the 30-inch in the color 1B. It's gonna be a feed-in braid. How I learned how to do it is I watched about 3 videos on YouTube. I learned something from each of the young ladies that I watched, and I just did it and it came out good. And I'm not really a hair person, so if I can do this, you definitely can do it too. So this is 1 pack of hair. Depending on how thick you want your braid to be, it depends on how many packs of hair you have to buy. I've been seeing that I kind of like my braid medium size, kind of on the slimmer side. So I've been using about 2 packs of this hair. And you want to make sure that you do leave a little piece, take a little piece out and set it to the side to wrap around. But I'll show you when we get to that part. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate it like this, separate some pieces, so that as I'm feeding the braid in, I don't run into any problems. I can just grab the hair really quickly and feed it in, if that makes sense. All right, so you're gonna tie that knot. You want your first piece to be kind of big just because it's if your hair is thicker. My ponytail is a little thick, and so I want this to cover it. Let's throw this baby on. Now I'm going to turn this hair up this way so that it's kind of at the start of my pony. I'm going to separate my hair into 3 pieces. Y'all, this night that I was braiding,
this braid. It took me like 5 tries to get it. Normally I get it on the first try, so I don't know what was going on. It's simple, but I guess since the camera was rolling, I was struggling. Anywho, I just grabbed some hair gel to make it easier for my hair to blend in with the braiding hair. And we are doing a feed-in braid. Feed-in braids, you know, they're intimidating if you're not a braider, but I promise you, if I can do it, you can do it. If you know how to braid hair, you can do a feed-in braid, because all you're doing is when you feel one of your strands getting thin, like as if you're running out of hair, you're taking some of the hair that you set to the side and literally placing it into the braid and continuing on with the braiding process. It may take a few tries to get, but once you get it, it's something that you just have to do. You know, it's like you can't really explain it, you just have to do it. You're gonna see in just a second where I'm just literally placing it in there, grabbing it with my other hand, and I'm just continuing on in the braiding process. You want your braid to be consistent if possible, you know, in size, but if not, you know, it's no big deal. I'm no braider, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's worth it. Like, seriously, this takes like 10 minutes to do, and it's literally like a $5 hairstyle, and it looks like you really put some thought into your hair. So when you get to the end, you're just gonna put a rubber band around, depending on how long you want. I like for my braid to go down to my waist, so that's where I put the rubber band, and then I just take some scissors and chop off the excess hair, and that's pretty much it, y'all.
All right, so I just lightly filled in my brows. Okay, y'all, this is my first time doing a story time, so bear with me, but we gonna do this. Okay, so where do I begin? Me and my girlfriend was having a conversation one day. You know how when you have those conversations with your girlfriend, we just was talking about the dating scene and stuff like that, and you know, your dating life and all that stuff, and she was like, Raquel, I know somebody I can set you up with. I'm like, okay, so tell me about him, you know? She was like, well, he's cool. He's, you know, he's a cool dude. He has a good job. He does well for himself. He's tall. I'm like, okay. She's like, he's tall. He does well for himself. He's a little bit older. You know, she's saying all the things that I be wanting to hear. I'm like, okay, so cool. She says, I don't know why he's single. I'm like, okay, so she goes and gives me some story about, you know, him being at a baby shower or something, and one of the ladies in his life, or you know, one of his love interests showed up stalking him. I mean, she was really making him sound like he was a hot commodity, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, Tom does well for himself. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Go ahead and hook it up. Okay, so what made me decide to be like, okay, I had never done this before, but what made me decide to be like, okay, well, she said, he's a good catch. He's a good catch. And I'm trying to say it like how she said it. He's a really good catch. It was something like that, or maybe I'm making it up, imagining that that's how she said it, but that's what she said. He's a good catch. So I'm like, wow, okay, a good catch. All right, he's single, let's do this. She gives him my information on Facebook, and he contacts me, and you know, we start to talk. So we talked for about maybe like a week or week and a half, and you know, we're just talking about the little things that you talk about when you're getting to meet someone, like where are you from, or what high school did you go to, what neighborhood you grew up in, what you do for fun. stuff like that. And so that goes on for about a week and a half. And during this time, you know, I have looked at his Facebook. He don't really have any pictures on Facebook. He has like one picture, okay. But he is looking the way, you know, she described him. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We're gonna roll with it. I just went in with the Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna put the NARS Radiant Creamy on top, just so I can highlight at the same time, because it's a little bit brighter than the Fenty. I also like to put one little line right there, one line right there, and highlight there. So we're gonna let that sit for just a second and I'm gonna talk. So he invites me to lunch, and that was a red flag right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I'm like, sure, you know, we can go to lunch. I didn't know any better. Nowadays, you're not taking me to lunch, sir, on no first date, okay? I get to this restaurant, you know, I call my girlfriend, not the girlfriend that set me up, but my other girlfriend, and I would always let her know. I'm saying would because this happened to me a few years ago, okay? So I would always let her know that where I'm at, let me send you my location so you know where I'm at. I'm meeting somebody I don't know. This is his name, blah, 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 blah. Just trying to be safe, you know. And as I'm pulling up to the restaurant, I'm thinking, what kind of place is this? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Mexican cuisine. It's one of my favorites. But I don't want to go there on a first date if it's going to be like a Mexican to-go place. Or like, y'all, this place was janky, okay? It took me 30 minutes to get there. Red flag. I'm gonna talk about all the red flags when we get to the end. I'm gonna highlight the red flags, okay? Took me 30 minutes to get there, for one. When I get there, this place looks like somewhere you would go with your 70-year-old auntie after y'all just finished shopping at Big Lots. And y'all saw a little spot in the corner and was like, oh, let's stop over here and get a burrito. That's the kind of place this was. So I'm like, wow, that's how it's looking on the outside. When I get in, I'm thinking, wow, dude, you didn't try to impress me at all. Like, this place, this is bad. It's kids running around here, it's families. It's not the place to take anyone for a date. Whatever, we're gonna make the best out of it. We're going back in with some more NARS. So he gets there, I'm not noticing, like, there's no attraction whatsoever between me and him, none whatsoever. But I'm willing to give him a chance if the personality is there, if there's any chemistry, or I'm just trying not to be like, no. But that was my first reaction. It's not my type. He's tall, and that's all. That's all, folks. You know, we get there, we introduce ourselves, we have a seat, and there's this moment of silence for, I know, about 5 minutes. Nobody's saying anything. He's sipping his water like he's just enjoying the ambiance of this rinky-dink place and in the hood that I didn't grow up in. Just a hood that I don't even ever go to, just a Mexican spot. Boom, this is where we are. I was feeling some kind of way. I was feeling some kind of way, honey. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, sir, are you gonna talk? I'm not gonna start a conversation with you. You know, let's talk. What are we here for? First thing that comes out of this man's mouth, he like, yeah, I know your family. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? You know my family? Who? He like, I know your sister and brother. You know my sister and brother? Really? Okay. I'm annoyed, y'all. I'm annoyed. This is supposed to be a blind date. You're not supposed to know nothing about me. We've talked on the phone for a week and a half. We've told each other where we're from. Never once have you said, I'm from your hood. At some point, I grew up, I went to a school that your family went to. I told you about me. You've been keeping this, I know your family moment. Okay. So I'm like, okay, how do you know them? Yeah, I went to school with them. Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. He goes on, y'all, to tell some embarrassing story about my sister. So I'm not gonna tell you like what the story was, but I'm just gonna make up some just to let you know it was something not to bring up ever, like on a date or anything. He like, yeah, I know your sister. I remember one time I came to school, both of her shoestrings was tied together. She tripped, fell down the steps, and chipped both of her front teeth. I was like, damn. I can't make it up, okay? I'm sitting there like, now that story did not happen to my sister at all, not in the least bit. But just for the video's sake, it was on the lines of, I'm still at the fact that you know my family and ain't told me this. Mister, I've never done this before. I've never been on a date with somebody I didn't know. Wow, I'm just hoping you are who you say you are. I'm hoping everything checks out. You know my family. Ugh. You tell me some embarrassing story, sir. You could have kept that to yourself. What are we talking about here? Can we talk about something here? Can we talk about what's going on here? You going digging up stories from 20 years ago? So he moves on. I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay. Like, what do you want me to say to that? I don't have anything to say to that. It's stupid to even be bringing something, to be even bringing that up on a date. Okay, he goes on to my brother. Yeah, I remember your brother. I knew everybody he hung out with. He used to hang out with this dude, this dude, this dude. Man, I remember one day your brother said some real stuff. He said some real stuff. I'm like, oh, what did he say? He just said some real stuff. He just said some real stuff. I was like, man, that's some real stuff. I'm like, wow, this is really happening? I'm on the date with this guy. Seriously, this the kind of date I'm on? Girl, he know my brother, he know my sister. Mind you, y'all, this entire time we're talking, he's staring at my breast. I'm wearing this bustier type of thing with a cardigan. Now, back then, I used to have this like first date outfit that I wore on literally every first date. If I was going out with you, first time, you was getting this outfit. No man, y'all probably wore it like 5 times. No man ever stared at my chest. Men are gonna look, but nobody stared at my chest, my cleavage area the way he did. I'm gonna show y'all, 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all what he did. Had me super uncomfortable. Look into my eyes, guys. This is him. This is my breast. This is him. This is my breast. That's how the date went. He would be sipping his drink. What? What are you doing? I get my cardigan and I go, like, cover my chest. Like, sir, have you not been around a woman in a while? Like, this bustier is not, I'm a classy girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not coming up in here boobalicious or anything like that. I'm tastefully dressed. And you have looked about 30 times. No exaggeration, y'all. No exaggeration. I couldn't believe it. I felt like, ugh, what? Okay, so you know, close my cardigan up from this man, and I say, okay, so you knew my brother, you knew that one sister. Did you know my other sister? And I called out her name, cause he knew my other sister and my brother by name. So that was, you know, that was interesting. I'm like, okay, you really knew of these people. So I called my mother's sister name. He says, no, I don't know her. I ain't know her. I'm like, okay, so that was weird to me because you know them all because they're the same age, 1, 2, and 3. So for him to say he didn't know that one sister, it was like, how you know my brother? My brother, you know, he was quiet. He kind of flew under the radar. But if you knew him, you knew he had 2 sisters. Now, that didn't go up over your head, okay? So he says, no, I don't know her. I'm like, really? I'm describing her. I'm like, she looks like me. She's light skinned, but she looks just like me. And she looks just like my other sister. And we all look just, oh, you know, I'm kind of like, you don't? Really? It was blowing my mind, y'all. Because where I'm from, everybody kind of know everybody. So I'm like, okay, interesting, whatever. We start talking about random things, and you know, his conversation is not where it should be at all on any level, honey. So at this moment, you know, I'm having thoughts of, wow, I've been set up, you know, this is horrible. All those type of thoughts are going through my head. Like, okay, this is jacked up. This sucks. Okay? But I don't want to be rude, but I'm thinking that, you know, it's early enough in the day that my whole day won't be ruined, you know, just thinking like that. All right, so this is all I'm doing for eyes. I'm gonna go off camera, do my wings, because y'all, I'm still learning how to do wings, okay? I don't need y'all looking. I don't need that pressure, honey. I'm gonna go do my wings, might put my lashes on, and then I'm gonna come back and finish the story. Don't go nowhere, honey, because the plot thickens. I'm back from the wings. I hope they're not too uneven. I'm still learning, y'all. I'm still trying to perfect them. I know for a fact this is not good. This is not good to try a wing liner with. This LA Colors Grow Fix eyeliner, it doesn't work well for me. So I think that once I get something with a better felt tip where I really can glide better, I think I'll be okay with it. But for today, this is gonna work. So next we're gonna go in with the lashes. I love these lashes. They are super cute. Just the right power, you know. Back to the story time, y'all. I'm sitting there thinking about all of this, okay? Everything that's going on. I'm like, wow, I've been set up on a horrible blind date. This is what's happening. This is happening to me, okay? Our food comes to the table. I say my prayers, and I got my head down like this, saying my prayers. And when I look up, I'm getting my my fork and stuff together because I'm getting ready to eat. I noticed that he's looking at me with a look on his face. So I'm like, you know what? Why are you looking at me? He like, I don't know about you, but I'm about to go washing my hands. Okay, sir. Nah, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. It's a no. It's a big N-O. You could have washed your hands when you hit the door. You could have washed your hands during that 5 minutes of awkward silence of us just staring at the walls. You could have washed your hands when your water got delivered to the table. You could have washed your hands after the waitress took our order. You wait till the food gets delivered and the person you're with getting ready to take the first bite of food to announce that you're about to go wash your hands, and you looking at them crazy like they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Sir, I've never known, am I the only one, y'all? I've never known to be at dinner and dinner gets delivered and you're at a restaurant and you finna go wash your hands. This is not Sunday dinner at grandma's house. What are you doing? That was rude. I'm like, wow. That has never happened to me. If I'm gonna wash my hands, that's when we get set to the table, I'm gonna say, excuse me, let me go to the restaurant right quick. I'm not even finna say what I'm doing. You know, dude, get out of here. That's what I was thinking. Get out of here, wash your hands, and walk out of the door. Ugh, invest in some hand sanitizer, sir. Please, don't be doing this on no date. No, that's not cool. That's not cool, okay? That right there that was the last straw for me. When that happened, I said, Raquel, you don't have to stay on this date, boo. You don't have to stay here. You don't know this man. You were set up. You know, I'm eating my little burrito and my little rice, and these are the thoughts that's coming to my head. I'm like, when he gets back here, leave. Oh, he gets back to the table. I just politely say, well, it was really nice meeting you, but I have an event that I have to go to after this, so I have to cut this short. Literally, before he takes his first bite, I gotta cut this short. Like, don't even get comfortable. We're done here. And I found out enough that I need to know about you. It's a no, and why waste any more time here? That was it. To-go box, please, because the food was good. I do love Mexican, you know. I wasn't gonna let that go to waste. You can tell he was in his feelings, you know. It was rejection. It was rejection. Let's call it what it is. You've been rejected, sir. I don't know, you know, you're not my type. Your conversation, you're staring at my chest. You knew my family. You didn't let me know you knew them. Like, this is not, cut. Let's cut this. When I tell him that, he shrugged his shoulders, like literally, like, okay. And I was like, okay, yeah, bye. So I get in the car and I call my friend, where is my baby? We gotta stop this right here. We gotta stop. This Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This high dollar $56 bronzer, baby. Honey. It's worth every penny. That's why I'm doing like this. It's gotta last me. Got to go in this like this. With a light hand, because baby, it gotta last. $56, but it's worth it. Y'all can see. Let me blend that contour out a little bit more. I'm no makeup artist, so I do whatever. I do what I can do. Now, I get to my friend who, I let her know where I was going and everything, and I was like, girl, it's over. You can stop watching your phone, everything good, you know. It's over. I'm out of there. She like, what? Raquel is how she said, Raquel. She was like, you went in there number about 35 minutes. I was like, I know. I found out everything I need to know in the 35 minutes. Took a few bites of my food, and it's a wrap. I said, girl, that was the worst date I ever been on in my life. She was like, for real? Yes, girl, for real. The plot thickens. A few days later, I'm on the phone with my sister. Y'all know the sister I'm talking about. Y'all can only imagine what sister I'm talking about. I'm on the phone with my sister, okay? I'm describing all his personality, everything to her. Like, girl, this date sucked. It sucked. I'm telling her all about his personality and just him. And I'm like, girl, then he knew y'all. Well, he didn't know you, which I thought was really strange. And I said, but he knew my other sister and brother. So she like, I told her what kind of car he drove, what kind of car he pulled up in, all of that. And she like, girl, he sounds very familiar. I said, for real? She like, yeah. She started describing stuff about him. She like, is he tall? I said, yes, girl. He is tall. He got 6'5". She like, is he this color complexion? I'm like, yes. She said, Raquel. Is his name John Doe? I said, girl, how you know that? She said, because we used to date. What? Yeah, I went out with him a couple times. What? No wonder he didn't know you. No wonder you knew the sister that you can recite some awkwardness some brother who said some real stuff to you before. But the sister that you've actually went out on a date with, sir, you knew exactly who I was. Dated my sister and told me you didn't even know I had another sister. What? 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 I said, girl, how long ago was this? She was like, oh, it was a few years ago. She said, but I never forgot it. I never forgot it because you described it to the T. And she said, nah, I couldn't do it. I said, baby, I couldn't do it either. I mean, I call stuff like that kind of creepy, you know? I don't take that lightly. Like, why you on a date with me? And y'all, have y'all ever seen my sisters? Oh my God. We look just alike. We look just alike. You know, in my family, you lying like you don't. You dated my sister. You awkward. You, I just was like, no. You took me to some hole in the wall Mexicana in the middle of nowhere in the afternoon. Wasn't trying to impress me at all. Sat across from me, lied completely in my face. I felt like it was not only just a blind date, I was blindsided. Just, what the? How did I end up here? What ends up happening next? A few days go by, he asks me out again. I say, no thank you, I'm not interested. And I block him. I block him on everything. He tries to find me on Instagram. I blocked him on there too. He, I'm not gonna say he was on no stalker stuff. I'm not gonna paint the man out to be like that. But I did block him on Facebook, blocked him out of my phone, I just blocked him. Block. I will block you. No, I don't wanna date you. I'm using this LA Pro bronzer. I'm a little scared. Let's see what it get. Ooh. I haven't even been using highlight lately. Let's see what it do. Don't mess me up. I'm not trying to be too, I ain't trying to be too shimmered up. But it is a date night, so I guess it'll be okay. So a few weeks later, my girlfriend, the one that set me up with this man, she's like, girl, so did you and John Doe ever hit me? Did y'all ever hook up? I was like, yeah. She like, oh, okay, cause you never said nothing. And I'm like, yeah, we went to lunch. Yeah, we went to lunch. You know, nothing else. I wasn't gonna go into it. I didn't want to really offend her. I didn't want to be like, girl, that was the worst date I ever been on in my life. I just didn't want to. I just said, zip it. I'm not telling no details. I went out with this young man, and I see why he's single. It all makes sense. You said you don't know why he's single, baby. I know why he's single. I know firsthand. Within 30 minutes of meeting him, I was out of there. I wonder, am I done with these lips? I may put some gloss on them later, but for now, I think I'm done with them. We're gonna go in with this Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. New product alert. Whenever I do a wing, sometimes I won't put eyeliner on. I'll just go in with the bronzer that I used, and I will line my lash line with that, just to kind of have something going on the eye. But this is not giving. I don't know if it's because my brush is wet. I don't know. So now we're gonna talk about the red flag, because in the words of my daddy, you gotta go that way to know that way. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what I learned from this blind date. For one, don't go on blind dates. I'm not interested. I'm cool. You know, I prefer to meet someone organically, out and about. I'm looking cute. You spot me, I see you. We lock eyes. You shoot your shot. I be like, okay, and you be like, yeah, and then we date. That's the way I prefer it to go. Matchmaker, matchmaker, find me a match. I got that from Miss Doubtfire, for all my Miss Doubtfire lovers out there. But anyway, matchmakers and stuff, I'm just not interested. Like, you don't know what I like. I don't know what I like sometimes until I like it. So it's like, I'm straight on this. So for one, don't accept blind dates. For two, don't accept lunch dates. Like, I don't. You know, guys would be like, hey, can I take you to lunch? No. You know, I would say it in a nicer way than that, but no, I'm not going to lunch with you. You either take me to dinner or no. You're not taking me to lunch, because that's gonna scale down on the eating somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Third red flag, I'm not driving 30 minutes to see no one. So you need to be asking, what's a good part of town for me? Cause no, I felt some type of way about that. I just felt like I was put out of my way. Why did I even come out here? That's how I felt when I was walking out the door. You walk out the door, push the door, like, ugh. It was like, those, all of those type feelings. So, need to be in my neighborhood. What else? And I need to know where we're going, so I can just politely say, no thank you, I don't want to eat that. So I'll just say that from that experience, I got to, you know, find out what it is I don't want and how I want to be courted. At least, you know, if I get on a date and you look and you ain't what I thought, that's one thing. But at least I'm in my neighborhood and we at a nice place. At least. After that date happened, like I said, it was about 3 years ago. I was so discouraged. Like, dating is already kind of like, you know, it'd be kind of awkward anyway. So when you actually go on a date that's like a date from hell, like, where the cameras at? Are y'all finna come out and be like you on hell date? Or y'all got to, because that's what it felt like. I was just kind of discouraged, like, dang. Feeling lasted just a little while, because baby, it wasn't me, it was you. Next. So you see my braid and how I achieved this look. You see the makeup. Let's get into this outfit. So this is the finished look. I am gonna, this braid, it be giving me a Pocahontas vibes. But anyway, so this is the outfit. This top is from Amazon. We're gonna start with the earrings. So the earrings, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're from Versace. Love them to death. This top is a bodysuit from Amazon. It goes down. It's not really thong in the back, but it's pretty slim enough. It's not like a full panty bodysuit. Bag is from Zara. Y'all may get tired of me with this bag, y'all. If you see it in the next few videos, you know, mind your business, boo. Mind the business that pays you, honey, because this bag, I love it. These are some leggings I got from Fashion Nova probably about 2 years ago, and the shoes, they're just some clear heels that I got from Fashion Nova as well. And this is the look, y'all.
Another woman that can take your spot, my love.